My name is Rashid Johnson. I'm an artist living and working in New York, and I'm here to discuss the Now issue and my soul paintings for Harper's Bazaar. So I've always been interested in the idea of now or nowness, the idea that prescience are kind of the moment that you're in is a space of value. I think the most interesting artworks typically are related to things that are to some degree forever. So the idea of timelessness, I think, is also really essential. So when you get to marry the two spaces, when you marry the now and the timeless, I think is where you find the most interesting innovations and the most interesting kind of ambitious moments in an artist project. On the cover of the issue for April, the Now issue, I include a body of work that I call soul paintings. And this particular painting really speaks to what I think is the present moment. Collectively and individually, we're doing a lot of soul searching. I think we're at a time in our history, in a time in this country's history, and in world's history, where we're having to explore obstacles and think really, really deeply about the world that we want to occupy and what it looks like and what we hope it to look like. So these soul paintings are an opportunity to kind of explore the idea of illustration. How does one begin the process of illustrating the soul? How do we understand what the soul looks like? The soul paintings to me really just started in the process of me kind of exploring new themes and trying to kind of grow as an artist. And as you grow as an artist, you have to think, what's next for me? And so it really relocates you in the space of nowness and say, what's happening now? Where are we now? Where am I now? And so as a result of all of that kind of curious exploration, you kind of come into the process of thinking about kind of gesture and thinking about identity and thinking about the complexity of how we begin the process of imagining the self or imagining the collective. And these soul paintings are an attempt to kind of explore that both interior space and then the collective exterior space through gesture, through amplification, and through palette. Creating something in the moment is really vital to capturing kind of where we are at any given moment. When we think about now, our nowness, we think about how people are being affected by the current conditions and circumstances. I think if you become bogged down too much by the circumstances to which you're exposed, it takes you away from the opportunities of thinking about, the interior discourse or the kind of forever discourse and the challenges of history and the challenges of the future. So you have to have kind of one foot planted kind of firmly in the space that you are, but also have one kind of foot planted in the possibilities of what the future can look like and how we've been affected by the past. My mother was a historian, and so I've always been deeply affected by history in the past and had a real awareness of the way that things that happened previously can affect things that happen in the future. So doing an exhibition like the one I'm currently working on, which is really so focused on things that I've done over the last 30 years and thinking about how those have affected the things that come after it and how you kind of stockpile ideas and anthems and themes and explore kind of new ideas based on things that you've previously navigated. It's an interesting and complicated time for me to think about certain histories and certain spaces that affect what it is I'm making going forward. This may sound in some ways abstract, but the medium that I'm kind of most interested in, and this takes everyone taking a leap with me, is consciousness. So thinking about medium specificity outside of the specifics of how you would naturally approach it, thinking, painting, sculpture, etc. But I think consciousness, our awareness, our even nowness can be a certain version of medium. Thank you, Harper's Bazaar. This was a lot of fun. And this is Now.